Before the middle of the 20th century, China had almost no modern industry. Today, manufacturing plants spread out throughout the country. To have a spectacular achievement in such a short time is not impossible for a country like China when its history is taken into account. China's remarkable accomplishment in civilization dates back thousands of years. The Great Wall of China clearly manifests the advancement of Chinese technology more than 2,500 years ago. What used to be the Forbidden City is now open to the public. This walled complex in northern Beijing used to be the residence for emperors of many Chinese dynasties. The discovery of the life-size terracotta warriors, nicknamed the Eighth Wonder of the World, once again depicts the strength of Chinese empires during ancient times. Besides the physical artifacts, China also inherits a rich culture through its unique and diversified population. About 8% of China's population belongs to 56 national minorities. Even though the percentage is small, the minorities had contributed immensely throughout China's history. Today, each and every minority group is ensured freedom to practice their cultures and religions. In this documentary series, we journey through China to see a unique group of people who call Islam their way of life. Islam is not new to China. According to historical records, the Chinese began to learn and accept Islam as early as 13 centuries ago. Today, over 20 million Muslims from various ethnic groups live peacefully among the 1.2 billion population. Other than the daily religious obligations, the Muslims are also free to conduct economic, educational and cultural activities that are in accordance with Islam. Mosques throughout China also hold Islamic education classes for the younger generation. Muslims believe only through these classes will Islam remain strong in China. There is an opinion that Islam in fact entered China through the Silk Route just after the death of Prophet Muhammad in the 7th century. Along with trading goods, ideas, philosophy and religions, also travelled to and from China along the 5,000-kilometre route. The spread of Islam to China reached its peak in the 8th century, during the rule of the Abbasid and Umayyad caliphates. After gaining control of most parts of Central Asian countries like Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan, Islam gained a strong footing before entering China. We begin our journey into Islamic China in Almaty, Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan is a vast country. Its size is about 4 times the size of Spain. The former capital, Almaty, is the largest city with a population of 1.3 million. After achieving independence from the defunct USSR on the 16th of December 1991, the government led by President Nursultan Nazarbayev allowed free speech and assembly for all groups in Kazakhstan. Monuments built around Almaty symbolize the spirit of unity amongst the people of Kazakhstan. Though the Silk Route era had long gone, its manifestation still lives on even today. The Almaty Grand Market may be the best to represent some of the stopover towns that existed during the Silk Route era. Here, at what is called the green market by the locals, one can get almost anything. Islam is the official religion in Kazakhstan. After the fall of the communist regime in 1991, mosques that were once neglected began to function as they used to many decades ago. Muslims who suffered during the former regime began to fill the mosques again for worshipping. But for many, going to a mosque may be a completely new experience. The country's independence has given these people a new hope to practice Islam in its entirety. They firmly believe that only through Islam can their bright future be ensured. Today's scene at the Almaty Mosque may not have been realized without independence. During communist rule, Muslims were forbidden to practice Islam openly. Mosques were closed and schools were not allowed to include Islamic teachings in the syllabus. As a result, the younger generation of Kazakhstan were less familiar with Islam as compared to their parents. However, during the years of suffering, the older generation remained strong and patiently waited for the day when Islam would emerge again as a prominent religion. Finally, the day has arrived, and today, after so many years, the cheerful mood is still felt by everybody, especially the older generation. Currently, the Islamic Council of Kazakhstan is heading the efforts to restore the brotherhood among the Muslims, as well as to increase their knowledge of Islam. The construction of a new mosque is about to be completed. The new mosque will replace the old mosque that is in a poor state. The construction of the mosque was partly sponsored by Muslims from other Islamic countries. Almaty Mosque is not only for Muslims to perform prayers. Some have conducted small businesses especially by selling religious books, as there is a great demand from those who need to catch up on Islamic knowledge and practice. From Almaty we proceed to Turkestan. According to the local inhabitants, there is a tomb in Turkestan belonging to a very affluent scholar of Kazakhstan and Central Asia. The 775-kilometer train ride to Turkestan took almost 15 hours. The train passes Chimkent, a very old town founded in the 11th century. Our destination, Turkestan, is another 160 kilometers from here. Founded in the 10th century, Turkestan is the largest town in South Kazakhstan. Before the 16th century, Turkestan was known as Yarsi. During the era of the Silk Road, Turkestan was one of the popular stopover points for traders. Its fertile land had attracted many people from all over Central Asia to migrate and settle here. During the 12th century, Muslims of Central Asia began to come to Turkestan to visit the memorial of Sheikh Ahmad Yasavi, a famous scholar of that time. Because of the large number of visitors it received each week, Turkestan was also known as Little Mecca. The Sheikh Ahmad Yasavi Memorial was built in 1399 by Amir Timur, a famous Central Asian leader. Sheikh Ahmad Yasavi was born in Sayram, Kazakhstan. He was orphaned at the tender age of 7. His aunt then brought him to Turkestan to study under Arslan Bab, a well-known scholar. When Arslan Bab passed away, Yasavi went to Bukhara, Uzbekistan. The dome of this memorial is the largest in Central Asia. It has a diameter of 18 meters, a circumference of 57 meters, and a height of 37 meters. The building has 35 rooms and still stands majestic even after 1600 years. Beside Yasavi's tomb, people come here to see this 2-ton pot. It was cast with 7 types of metals, including silver and brass. The surface is decorated with the calligraphy of Abdulaziz Sharafuddin at-Tabrizi, with the inscription, "Whomever is devoted to Allah, he will enter paradise." In the beginning, the pot was used to keep 3,000 litres of water for visitors' convenience. Sheikh Ahmad Yasavi is also influential amongst the Turks living in Central Asia. Thus, it is not surprising to learn that a rich Turkish citizen had donated $16.5 million recently towards the restoration works. There are about 100 local and Turkish craftsmen working daily on the project to ensure it is completed on time. For 65-year-old Yüksel Yegin, he has never tired with the meticulous job he had been given. This craftsman, who has 50 years' experience in his field, was also involved in the restoration of the Süleyman and Topkapi mosques in Istanbul. We then continue our journey to Otrar, another famous town of the 12th century. However, the town was destroyed by the Mongols in the 13th century. After the attack, Otrar became unpopular and its name had been completely wiped out. Nevertheless, many Muslims come to Otrar to visit the Arslanbab tomb. He was responsible for the spread of Islam in Central Asia. The mosque is still in good condition and is used by visitors from Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and Uzbekistan. These are the 2 original pillars of the mosque. According to experts, the carving on the wooden pillars are proof that it was built in the 14th century during Amir Timur's reign. Arslanbab, or the mighty lion in local dialect, had changed them and popularized the Arabic language and the Islamic culture. Though the location of the tomb is quite secluded, Muslims far and near are not deterred from visiting it. The Arslanbab mausoleum will continue to be the symbol of the past Islamic struggle in Central Asia. The ruins of Otrar town are the symbol of the legendary Kazakh community. In the beginning, the Kazakh community consisted of several nomadic groups. They eventually settled in Otrar more than 2,000 years ago. It was the first town in Central Asia that had a systematic social, economic, cultural, and religious system. They invented the irrigation system and thus developed the agriculture sector. In Otrar, currency was widely used in business as compared to the barter trade system used elsewhere. Its popularity was envied by many. As a result, it was attacked several times by foreign forces. Fortunately, all the attacks were thwarted because Otrar had the strongest defense system in Central Asia at that time. Fortresses were built to prevent enemies from invading the town. Unfortunately, in the 13th century, it fell to the Mongols led by Genghis Khan. Ibrahim Atta was also a well-known scholar in Seyram. He taught his sons Ahmad Yasavi and Sadir Khoja the basic teachings of Islam.